Hey there, so this is the fourth video for the rigging, and till now we have reached till this place. So today we'll complete the front part of the car. That would include this part of the car, including the tires. So let's start now. So first we'll do this layer. So just as we have done till now, first we'll make the old layer hidden, and then we'll make the new layer come into visibility. So we have this many parts in this layer. So we'll make all the done layers hidden for simplicity purpose. So now we'll first of all combine all the corresponding parts to simplify and maintain the symmetry of our rigging process. Shift right click, combine, shift right click, combine. I'll enable the wireframe mode also so that I'm easily able to understand what's going on. Shift right click, combine, shift right click, combine. Same with this one, combine, combine. We'll select all the parts and center pivot and delete history. So now since these are new objects, so they have left their own layer. So even if I disable the visibility, the objects are visible. So let's also combine the small designer parts. Shift right click, combine, center pivot, history delete. So we'll select all the parts and add them again to the old layer. So now they are inside the layer. So now let's start working on them. So for that, first of all, we'll make a controller also. So we'll duplicate these two controllers from here, Control D. We'll place it over here, or maybe what we can do is we'll place it just above. This controller like this, so that it's good in looking and clean in the looks also. So now we'll freeze transform, delete history and center pivot also. So this is the controller now. So now let's start working. So let's open the set driven key menu. For that we'll press space bar, animate, set driven key, set. So we'll add this object as the driven. So now we'll add the controller, that is this nerve circle, as the driven, as the driver, and this part as the driven. So what we can do in this transformation is, first of all, we'll add the cut faces tool. So for that we'll go to edit mesh, cut faces tool. We'll place it somewhere over here, just in front of the tire part. We'll press Ctrl A, so go to the polycut tab, go to delete faces, press Ctrl A again, or maybe first of all Ctrl A, first of all select the tool, make it as the driven object, press Ctrl A again, and that would be the Z axis, like this. This works like this. So first of all we'll select the Z axis over here. We'll select the translate Z of the controller, that is this one. We'll press key at the 0 position of the controller and the full visibility of the part. Then we'll take the controller a little bit forwards, select the polycut and make the part go invisible. We'll make a key. Then with that, what we can do is till this place, till this much, half the controller moves. We'll select the object, make it driven, and in the scaling of this object in the x-axis, that would be like this. We'll press a key, and just when the object goes invisible, what over here, we'll take the scaling little bit inside. So what this will give us is object going a little bit inside too. So what I guess is I missed the keying part over here, so we'll key it again. We'll take it this much, select the object, we'll press R, we'll take the scaling just a bit, maybe till 0.9, and press key. So now we can see the change. So just as the object goes off the visibility, it even goes inside. Now we'll select the second part, that is this one. We'll go to edit mesh, we'll select cut faces tool. We'll place a cut face tool over here. We'll press Ctrl A. We'll select the polycut. We'll go to delete faces. We'll select the polycut. We'll press Ctrl A. We'll make it driven. And at first we'll make it visible like this. And we'll select the y-axis and we'll make it key. And then till this point it would have a key with full visibility, or maybe just a little bit backwards, somewhat around here. I'll put a key, then just a little bit like this much, I'll make the part go hidden. Like this. I don't know what is wrong, but this part is giving some problem. After this goes off the visibility, this part is visible. So to cheat and to make this problem go off, what we can do is, first of all, we'll make a key over here. Then we'll select this object. We'll move the controller little bit backwards. Sorry, Control Z. Control Z. By selecting this object, we'll make it as a driven. And at this point, by taking the controller just a little bit backwards, till this much, we'll make a key on the visibility of this object and make it on till this point. So we'll make a key, and just when this object creates problem, we'll make its visibility to 0 and put a key over here. Sorry, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. We'll select the object and we'll put a 0 over here and we'll make a key. So now what happens is, the problematic part is invisible right now. So these are some ways to just keep correcting your object if you get into some problem. Now we'll select this part. Now this time I'll put a cut face tool somewhat around here, like this. press Ctrl A, delete faces, select the tool, Ctrl A, make the tool make the object visible at first, like this. Make it driven, polycut 42. Select the Z axis and make it key. Move the controller just a little bit like till this point. Make the object start to vanish somewhat till this much. Then move the controller just a little bit forwards. Sorry, Control Z. Make it move just a little bit forward. Select the object, make it go vanish. Then we'll press key again. So we see that there is some part left over here again, just like the previous object. So for that we can simply do is what we did for the last object, something that was around here. We'll make a key on the visibility. So I'll do that later. Now let's move to this part. So far what we have done and what we have achieved is this. So now we'll add some variations also. For that, what we can do is we'll first of all make this object as the driven. We'll key the scaling of this object. So we'll select the all the axes. Most of all, we need only the x-axis, so we'll key only the scaling x-axis. So we'll select this one. We'll make it key. Then what we'll do is we'll move the controller just a bit forward. We'll take the scaling press R, make it go outwards, not that much, just a little bit. Then press key again. Then what we'll do is we'll select the object. We'll press our cut faces tool again. This time we'll place it somewhat around here. Press Ctrl A. We'll go to delete faces. We'll press maybe first we'll select the cut face tool. We'll press Ctrl A. We'll make it driven. So this is the Z axis. So we'll check it also. Yes, this is the Z axis. So we'll put a key at this point of the controller at the Z axis. We'll make it key. So then we'll move it a little bit forward, like this much. Then we'll make the object go invisible, like this. We'll press key. So now you see that again this object has been left over here. So for that, what we'll do is we'll do what we did in the earlier part. We'll key on the visibility of the object. So that is not a big thing, and that we can do laterwards also. First we will finish the major parts. Then the finishing and the final cleaning of the object can be done laterwards. So now we'll move to this part over here. So for this part, we'll place place a cut face tool just above this part, like this. Now I'll press Ctrl A, delete all the faces. I'll select the cut faces tool, make it driven, press Ctrl A, and since it was placed in the Y axis, because we want the object move from upwards to downwards or downwards to upwards, so this will be controlled by the Y axis. So here it is, like this. So first of all, we'll make it key at full visibility. So we'll press a key over here. So now what we'll do is we'll move the controller a little bit further till this much, and we'll key this object visibility to 0 like this. We'll press key again. Then we'll move towards this object. Again, what we'll do is we'll first of all make it as the driven object. We'll select the scaling of this x-axis. We'll make it key at this very current position. Move the controller a little bit further. Select the object, press R, scale it outwards, press W, key again. Move the controller a little bit backwards. Then place the cut faces tool somewhat around, or selecting the object somewhat around here. Press Ctrl A, delete faces, press Ctrl A again. Press Ctrl A, select the cut face tool, make it driven, press Ctrl A. And since we have placed it on the Z axis, so we'll select the Z axis over here, press key, move the controller furthermore, maybe till the end, and make the object go vanish like this. We'll press key again. So now what we have is these parts going off the visibility. So just as these parts go off the visibility, we want the new layer to come into visibility. So for that, we'll work on the new layer now. We'll enable the visibility of the new layer. We'll, for instance, we'll make the visibility of the old layer go off, and we'll select these parts. We'll repeat the same procedure, combine G for the last command, G again, G again, G again, and G again, and G last again. So all the parts have been merged with their corresponding parts. So now we'll select all the parts, delete their history, make this pivot come at their centers, and add them to the new layer. So we'll open this old car part. We'll make the visibility of the new one go off for some time. We'll check that till this point the object of the new car should come into visibility. The object should be invisible till at least this part. Maybe yes, till this part at least. So we'll make the visibility of this part go to 0 till this part, or maybe just a little bit backwards till this much. We'll select this part, we'll first of all make it as a driven object. We'll press R, we'll take it inwards, so then we'll make it a key over here in the scaling of the x-axis. and we'll press key and move the controller a bit forwards till this much and put the scaling back to 1 and press key, and along with that we'll put a cut face tool over here. We'll select, press Ctrl A, click on delete faces, we'll select the cut face tool, make it as the driven object, we'll press Ctrl A again and we'll select the Y axis. We'll make the part go off the visibility in the beginning. We'll press key, we'll move the controller a little bit further and make it come into visibility over here. And press key again. So what is happening now is that this part goes off the visibility and this one comes out. So now let's repeat this process with the above part. We'll select, make it as a driven object, press R, scale it little bit inwards, put a key in the x-axis of the scaling, and move the controller a little bit further. Select the object, make the scaling back to 1, put a key, go back to the place in the beginning, like around this much. Then we'll put a cut faces tool in the back place, press Ctrl A, select delete faces, select the tool, press Ctrl A, make it as a driven object and select the Z axis, and as you can see the object is invisible right now, so we'll make a key over here and we'll move it further and we'll make it visible and we'll put key. Like this. So now what we'll do is we'll repeat this process with this part also. We'll make it as the driven object. Now this time we'll make it go upwards and outwards. So for that we'll select the translate Y axis, we'll press R, we'll make it go outwards also and select the scaling X axis and we'll press key. This is at the first position of this controller. Then we'll select the position of the controller, Control C. Then we'll move the controller a little bit further and we'll make these values to 1 and 0 and press key again. So now we'll take the controller backwards so this is minus 0.331, so we'll put the value that we have copied from the earlier position of the controller, that would be Control V, and we press enter and oops, sorry, yes, that was correct. So now we'll make it invisible right now. So for that we'll go to the cut faces tool. We'll place a cut face tool over here like this. We'll make it invisible over here. So for that we'll select the delete faces. We'll select the tool, make it driven. That would be the y axis. We'll press key, go to control A, and we'll, in the controller's value we'll make it 0.333 negative, and this would be the position where this part would come into visibility. So for that we'll make it come into visibility like this, and we'll press key again. Then we'll move to the next part, that is this one. Now for this part we'll make this part as the driven object. We'll put a scaling in the x-axis like this. We'll key it at the current position. We'll copy this current position, control C. We'll move the controller a little bit further. We'll select the object, we'll press 1 over here and we'll set a key. Then we'll go back to the controller's original last position, that would be control V, and we'll make it invisible right now. So for that we'll go to the cut faces tool. We'll add the tool by selecting the object somewhat over here. We'll press Ctrl A, we'll set delete faces, we'll select the tool, make it as the driven object, we'll go to the center Y, press Ctrl A, make it invisible, put a key, then select the controller, select the value, that was the last value of the controller, that is 37. Make the object come into visibility now like this, and press key. So this is how much it is working till now. So now let's move further. Till this much place. We'll press R, we'll make it outwards over here. Press W, make it upwards also. So that would be translate Y. For that we'll make it driven, translate Y, scaling X, press key, copy the value, control C, move the controller a bit further, select the object, make this value 0, make this value 1, press key, press Control A. So remember this value, this is 502, press Control A, sorry, we'll press Control V over here. We'll make the object go off the visibility at the starting position. So for that we'll go to cut faces tool, we'll place it like somewhat over here, press Ctrl A, go to delete faces, select the tool, make it driven, Ctrl A. Now that was X axis, Z axis, so we'll make it off the visibility right now. Z axis, press key, go to this value. Now we remember the value, that was 502, press enter, and now we'll make this object come into visibility like this. We'll press key again. So we have completed almost the complete part of this car of the front part of the car. So this is the last part over here. So we'll select this part. This should be one. This position. Okay, I don't know what went wrong over here. Okay, so this would go off the visibility. Let's Control Z. So this is it. So we'll make these parts invisible at first. So for this part, we'll go to Cut Faces tool, Edit Mesh, Cut Faces tool. Put the Cut Face tool somewhat over here. Press W, Control A, delete faces, select the Cut Faces tool, move the ribbon. The axis should be Y axis. Make it key. Press Control A. Take the controller to the last position. And select the polycut. Make the object go into visibility like this. Press key. We'll do the same with the last part. Select the Cut Faces tool. Place it somewhat after this one. Control Z. Like this. Press Control A. Delete faces. Select the tool. Make it load driven. Control A. And since we have placed it in like this axis, so this would move like this or this. So that would be the translate Z axis. So we'll select the translate Z axis. Make it key. Move the controller to the last. Select the polycut. Make it visible. Press key again. So we have completed these parts. Here is the whole layer. So these parts transform like this. So now we'll work on the tire part. That is this on these parts, the tire. So what we can do is we can keep these tires, keep the old tire as a single object and the new tire as different objects. So what I mean is we'll separate these small parts of this tire and we won't separate the old tire parts. So let's start with separating these new tires. We'll select this object, we'll press shift right click, go to separate. So this will automatically separate and select the parts that are created with using different objects in the tire. So we'll press delete history, center pivot and add this into new layer, the same new tire layer. We'll do the same thing with this tire also. Shift right click, separate, history, center pivot, right click, add selected objects. So now what we have is we have these so many parts of the tire in different layers. So to simplify, what we can do is we can select few parts such as this disc brake part, to be a single object like this. Because this is a single object in reality, this is it. I'll make it a single object. We press combine, pivot by type history, center pivot, and add this to this layer. These two discs as one layer. Shift right click, combine, history, center pivot, add to layer. That's it. So first of all, we'll make the old layer go off the visibility. Just as these parts go off the visibility. So we'll select the tire. We'll make it as the driven object. So we'll put a key in the scaling of the tire and in the movement of the tire in the x-axis. So at the first position the tire would be present here, and we'll key it like this. Then by just moving the controller a little bit further, we'll make the tire go vanish. So for that, what we'll do is we'll take the tire, make it go inside, we'll make it in a round figured value that would be minus 0.25, sorry, minus 0.25, and we'll make the scaling go to maybe 0.7. That would be too small, 0.9. And I'll press key, and along with that I'll key the visibility also. So the visibility will be 1 till this part, key, and just when the tire reaches its final position, we'll make the visibility go off, and we'll press key again. So now let's make the tire come into visibility now, the new one. So the current position of all the parts in the tire should be inside and 0.9 right now at this very position, and then press key over here, and Control Z, and select all the parts, make it as driven. Select all the parts over here, select the scaling and the translation in the x-axis, and I'll press key, make the controller move further till the final position, and select all the parts and make the scaling go to 1 and the translate position at 0, and I'll press key again. So this is what is happening here. So right now when the object is over here and the old object is visible, the new one the new one should be having a 0 visibility. So till the old tire is at visibility 1, the new one should be off. So it should be maybe like till this point, it should be off the visibility till this point. So we'll key to the visibility and we'll press 0 and we'll press enter, control A, that is these objects, and go to visibility, we'll press 0 and we'll press key. We'll move the controller just a little bit further, just when the voltar moves out of the visibility, and we'll select these parts all over again, and we'll make the visibility 1 and we'll press key. So this is what happens. And so to add more of the randomness value in these parts of the car, what we'll do is at the beginning only the rim and the final part of the car will be visible. And the disc part will be hidden. So first of all, we'll add the disc part as the driven object over here. We'll key it with its scaling at point 2. So control Z, selecting this part, I'll make it scaling at point 2 over here, and I'll press key over here, and just as it moves outwards, its scaling comes to visibility automatically. And so same I would do with this I would do with this brake part. So for that we'll make it as the driven object. So at this point I don't want this part to be visible, so I'll key its visibility to be at 0, and visibility and key. I'll make its visibility visible only when the disc has completed to reach its maximum position. So I'll make it invisible till this part, and I'll set the visibility to 1 at this part. And we have these so many small parts over here, so we'll select them like this. remove the disk part also. We'll key their scaling also. So for that we'll make them as the driven object. Being all the objects selected, we'll make their scaling to go to be 0.2. Maybe at 0 scaling. Selecting all the objects, scaling 0, key, and they automatically appear only when the disk appears. So I don't know what went wrong with the break part. I guess I missed to key it also. So we'll press Ctrl Z. So far what we are having is this. So we'll make the break part invisible till maybe like this much part. So we'll select the break part, make it as the driven, make the visibility to off, put a key, and it comes into visibility like at this time, and key. This is what is happening right now. So at this point we would make all those small parts go out of visibility. So for that we'll select them as fast as it is possible. Like this, and we'll make the scaling value to be 0. We'll make them as driven objects. Select all like this, and then press key, and we'll take the controller to the final position and select all those parts, and okay, voila, here they're scaling is at 1. So now what is happening is the object comes into visibility from 0 visibility like this. So there is some issue with this break part. So I'll make its visibility off over here also. I'll put a key on its visibility over here at 0 and press key. So this is fine. So now what we can do is that we could even add a bit of rotation in this rim part so that it gives a much better feel to the object. So for that what we'll do is we'll key the rotation also. So let's key the rotation that would be in the x-axis. Let's check it. Yes, that is in the x-axis. So at this point we'll make its rotation. First of all we'll take it as a driven object, select the rotate x-axis, we'll make a key, and we'll make it at the final position, and we'll select the rotation, and we'll add just a little bit of the rotation, like till this much, and we'll add key. So what happens is, by adding it even gives a feel of rotating like this. So far we've reached till this part. I'll close this set driven key menu, and this wireframe mode. So this is what we have right now. Okay. Yes. So this is this part. So maybe what I can do is we'll select all the three part for visibility right now. This is what happens. This is the front part. It's final. So I'll save the file, and this side of the tire can be completed in the very same way, just as we have completed this part of the tire, this side of the tire. Thank you.